Good morning, all. Today we are going to learn about a very important period in early human history, the Neolithical Age, also known as New Stone Age. Okay, then we can start our class. Neolithical Age. The Neolithical Age, also known as New Stone Age, was a significant period in human history that began around 10,000 BC and marked the transition from nomadic hunter-gatherer society to settled farming communities. During this era, humans began to domesticate plants and animals, leading to the development of agriculture. This shift allowed for the establishment of permanent settlements, which eventually grew into villages and early cities. The Neolithic Age also saw advancement in tool making, pottery, weaving, and agriculture, including the construction of megalithic structures like Stone Age. These changes laid the foundation for the rise of civilization and more complex social structures. Okay, the Neolithic Age, also known as with Stone Age, New Stone Age, is a significant period in human history. It began around 10,000 BC before. Okay, before this period, humans lived like an nomads. They moved from place to place in search of food, hunting animals, and gathering wild plants. But during this period, during the Neolithic Age, humans made a big discovery. They learned how to grow their own food by planting crops and domesticating animals like sheep and goats. And this led to beginning of agriculture, which allowed people to stay in one place instead of moving all the time. And along with agriculture, people in this age also made important tools, pottery, weaving cloth, and even start building structures. And one of the famous example is Stone Age, a megalithical structure. In this period, we can see a transition from Neolithical or hunter-gatherer society to a settled society. Okay, next we can discuss about important Neolithical sites. Early, the archaeologists have discovered several important Neolithical sites in India and nearby regions. We can discuss four among them. First one, Mehergarh in Pakistan, now in Balochistan, one of the earliest non-farming village. Evidences of wheat and barley cultivation and animal domestication. This site is also known as the early site located in the present Balochistan. It provides strong evidences of early farming where people grew wheat and barley and domesticated animals. And the second one is Chirant in Bihar, located near Ganga River. Advanced stone tools and pottery, evidences of agriculture and animal rearing. And third one, Halor in Karnataka, millets cultivation and domesticated animals, painted pottery and polished stone tools. And last one is Brahmagiri in Karnataka, mixed Neolithical and Mesolithical sites, evidences of agriculture, cattle rearing and microliths. These are some of the important Neolithical sites in India. Okay, this is a map showing important Neolithical sites in India that we discussed before. Okay, next we can move into the next topic, the important tools used in this period. During the Neolithical period, humans developed and used a variety of important tools and marked a significant advancement from the earlier Paleolithical era. These tools were primarily made from polished stone and were more refined and specialized. Common tools included sickles for harvesting crops, grinding stones for processing grains, and polished axes for clearing forests and constructing shelters. Flint blades and arrowheads were also used for hunting and defense. The invention of these tools was closely tied to the rise of agriculture, permanent settlement, and the domestication of animals, reflecting the shift from a nomadic lifestyle to a more settled and organized way of life. During this period, humans made a great progress in the types of tools they used. Unlike the rough and simple tools were used in the early Paleolithical period, but In Neolithical period, Neolithical tools were polished and stronger and more specialized. And these tools were mainly made from where stone, but were shaped and sharpened for better uses. Okay, one of the important tool was the sickle, which was used to cut crops during harvesting. And this shows that farming had become a regular part of life. And they also uses grinding stones, polished axes, etc. for their own purposes, such as clearing forest for farming and also building homes. They used polished axes, and the development of these tools made their life easier and more productive, and it shows how humans are adapting to their new settled way of life. Okay, then we can see two of the pictures. These are the tools they used in the Neolithical period for their purpose. Okay, then we can move to another topic. The major changes that we can see from Paleolithical age to Neolithical age. The transition from Paleolithical age to Neolithical age brought about major changes in human life and society. In Paleolithical age, people lived as nomadic hunter-gatherer, relying on hunting animals and gathering wild plants for food. However, in the Neolithical age, humans began practicing agriculture and domesticating animals, leading to a stable food supply. This shift allowed people to settle in one place, resulting in the development of permanent villages. Tools also became more advanced and polished, and pottery and weaving emerged. These changes laid the foundation for more complex society, with the beginning of trade, social organization, and the eventual rise of civilization. Okay, now we are looking at transition period from Paleolithical to Neolithical age. In the Paleolithic age, humans were nomadic hunter-gatherers. They moved from one place to another for hunting wild animals and collecting fruits and plants to eat. They did not have a fixed home and depended entirely on nature for their food. But in the Neolithical age, people made a very important discovery. They learned to grow their own crops and domesticate animals like goats, cow, and sheep. This meant they no longer had to keep moving in search of food. They could now stay in one place, grow food, and build permanent houses. Because of this, villages began to form and people started living together in communities. Along with farming, people made better tools that were more polished and useful. They also began making pottery and store food for weaving cloth for their own clothing. These developments led to a more organized and a complex society. And also we can see a big transition from Paleolithical age to Neolithical age. In Paleolithical age, people follow a life of hunter-gatherer, and now Neolithical age they started a settled life. Okay, then let us revise what we have learned with a few simple questions. I will give some questions. Please try it yourself. Okay. The first one is, what does the term Neolithic mean? The first question is, what does the term the Neolithic mean? The second question is, which age is called the New Stone Age? The second question is, which age is called the New Stone Age? Third one is, name any one important Neolithical site in India. Third one is, name any one important Neolithic site in India. Fourth one, what type of tools were used in Neolithic period? Fourth question, what type of tools were used in Neolithic period? Fifth question, mention any one difference between the the Paleolithic and Neolithical period? Fifth question, mention any one difference between the Paleolithic and Neolithical periods. Okay, these are the answers for the following questions that we discussed earlier. Okay, children, thank you.